I didn't do that. I'll do that after. Oh, my best friend gave me these. Look. Aren't they lovely? She's so sweet. I've known her since I'll tell you the story behind that. I've known her since I was, say, 20. It was one of my first jobs, and she was a accountant of some sort, and I was a receptionist. And at that time, I had epilepsy, seizures. They hadn't become controlled by medication yet. I took 10 years to get that under control. Anyway, so I was having seizures in the main lobby of a courthouse. And back then, there was no anti-discrimination laws. There was nothing like that. And so I was getting some flack, not direct, but suddenly my work was being inspected a lot more carefully. And I was being brought up on so-called errors. And one of my brothers, who was divorced or getting divorced, his file was slapped on my desk to type up a maintenance letter, which is indiscreet. They knew who I was. My name is Weird, the last name. So things like that were happening. And finally, the head of the court kept slapping the job opportunities in front of me and telling me to pick one. Over every break, she'd come in, slap down the job opportunities, and say, pick one. And at that point, I was upset, right? I'm kind of dense. Things don't get through. I don't mean I'm dense, but things don't really always get through to me. I had a lot going on in my life, and I wasn't thinking, hey, someone's trying to fire me. But so what I ended up doing was it was so frequent and so upsetting that it was a permanent job too, and in government, good paying, really good paying back for that time of, 1970s, late 70s. No, early 80s, excuse me. I'm aging myself. I'm old enough, I don't need to get older. But yeah, so what I did was I went in, typed up a letter of resignation, and I resigned. And I stayed with mom and dad after that for about 2 years, recovering from I don't know, it was just like a time period that I just wanted to go out with my friends, have fun. I didn't want to think about such a horrid experience. And I didn't assimilate it work I assimilated work to pain because it was very painful. I knew it was because of my epilepsy. I knew it. I knew it wasn't because of my performance, because I'm good at it. I'm pretty good at most things I do. I'm gonna have a seat now. I try at least to be good. Now, so after that, after my 20s, say into my around 24, I decided, okay, I'm going to try again. And by that time, they had regulations for medical issues. And so I applied for the federal government. And I had 4 amazing years with it's called Agriculture Canada. And I worked on a farm I was a receptionist, secretary, on a farm here in Mount Pearl. It was just out farther from Mount Pearl. Wow. It was because even though I was a secretary / receptionist, I got to plant vegetables, I got to see the animals, I got to go in the greenhouse, get food from the greenhouse, and I got to well, this wasn't such a great job, but it learned me to clean. I got to clean out the stock room, which was full of rat poo and seeds and everything, and clean out there was a big kitchen downstairs where people would have boil ups. So they had me doing that too. So I guess it was because, when they didn't have any secretarial work, they assigned that work. Kept me busy. I didn't mind at that age. It was not something that was like above me, as some people are like. But yeah, then after that, I built a resume. And also, I got on a medication that controlled the epilepsy for the rest of my life. I'm still on it. It has completely stopped them. From what age? Age 28 onward. It was like the beginning of a new life. I wouldn't get my driver's license until I was 35 because I had banged into a pole. Yeah, when I had a seizure. So I was afraid that the medication wasn't working. I wanted to make sure that it was working before I could get it. And I got it and never a driving infraction until I just gave up my car because it got too old and I don't have a lot of money to get another one. So, wow, that's a lot of stories. I hope you found them interesting. And I didn't do enough exercise, so I have to go back. Bye. I hope you're all good. You know that. I wish wellness for all of you all. You're my community.